Good morning. I am your host, Trina Freeman, coming to you live from Word Talk. It is Thursday morning, 10 a.m. I just wanted to come in and talk to you about a few things. I have been having a great morning. I know a lot of us are locked in the house and we're trying to find some things to do. Some people are working, but I am having a great quiet moment. Everybody knows I love quiet. I love quiet. I love to start my mornings off quiet, giving praise to God and just um just kind of studying my thoughts and seeing where I am. But like I said, it's been a great morning. So I just want to chat with you about a few things this morning. I woke up, praise God, and had a couple of thoughts on my mind. One being about my talk show, Word Talk. I am looking forward to this show taking off and doing some great things. And I was just pondering on the fact that okay, there are a lot of people out there doing talk shows. So what is it? How are you going to make a difference? What's so special about your show? And I really had to ponder some things, and I really had to think what will make my show special? What is it that's going to set me apart? And so I like to go on social media and just look for a lot of different videos that inspire me, not necessarily to copy, but just to inspire. That's what I like to do in the morning. And I like to laugh in the morning. So I was just thinking about it. I'm saying all of this because I was thinking about it and I realized, you know what? You have to do your own thing. My pastor always says there's an audience out there for everybody. And there's an audience out there for me. And I realized, you know what? I want to stay on my own path. I want to stay on my own path. And I want those people who are for me to join me. I advocate for families who deal with autism, families who have loved ones on the spectrum. I don't have my glasses. Families who have loved ones on the spectrum, also those who have or does suffer from depression because I have faced and am facing. I'm not depressed. I'm not depressed anymore. Praise God. But I have experienced depression, severe depression, and I do have a daughter um, who is on a spectrum. My daughter is 12 years old. She's a hoot, um, but she is on the spectrum, and so I like to advocate for those things. The thing about it is that the thing about it is that the world goes on. Just like with the virus that's taking place now, the world goes on. And I realize things that I deal with in my life, such as depression, the world is still going to go on. It doesn't mean that people don't love you. It doesn't mean that people don't care, but the world will still go on. And I had to find a way out of it. I had to find a way to deal with what I was going through. And my way was my Bible. My way was Jesus Christ. That's how I found my way out of depression. And that's how I learned how to cope with, and not just cope with, but I learned how to live um, with my daughter's autism. I had to understand that I'm not her. So I don't know what it's like to be autistic. I don't know what she's experiencing. And I needed to be patient with her. I needed to I needed to really understand that What I did played a significant part in what kind of life, the quality of life she would have. And I want her to have a good life. I want her to have a good life. Who wouldn't want their child to have a good life, you know? So I'm just sharing out this broadcast. But I give God praise this morning. Like I said, I've been having an awesome morning. I've been doing my quiet time. I like to get up in the morning. I always give Dappy T Keys a shout out because I use his music a lot. Good morning, welcome to Word Talk. I use his music a lot when at night when my daughter and I go to bed. It just kind of woosahs you. So I use him in the morning to do during my meditation time. So if you can just look up Dappy T Keys. He is on Facebook and he's on YouTube. So I really like him. Okay. The second thing that I wanted to talk about, so I'm going to be revamping Word Talk. And getting back to that, I was just thinking, um, in order to make it in anything that you're striving to do, you have got to be um, willing. You've got to be willing to stay on your path no matter what. You've got to be willing to face the challenges and do what you do. Um, Take Walmart and Kmart, for instance. Now, Kmart had a strong history. I mean, Kmart was solid. And then you had Walmart that came out, and hey, Walmart could have put Kmart out of business. I really don't know. I really didn't do a study. I really don't know. But the thing is, Kmart has had its time. Kmart's family wasn't hurting. And I've heard a story that, the Walmart family and the Kmart family were related and all that. I don't know. But Kmart had its time. Kmart had a long run, and now Walmart is shining. You know, you have Sam's, you have BJ's, you have Costco's. I'm saying all of this to say that you may have another singer out there, you may have another talk show host, you may have another somebody out there doing what you do, but continue to do what you do because Sam's is not Costco's, Costco's not Sam's. And the same thing. I was thinking about my show, and I'm like, I want to revamp this. I want to do some other things, and so I got my program together, and I'm going to be doing it. I'm happy doing what I do. You know. Um, so this morning, I'm going to share my thoughts with you. This morning, I woke up, and the first thing I thought about, I'm asking God for a miracle. I want to experience seeing a real miracle, a physical miracle. And so I'm asking him to heal something in my body. I'm having some issues with my feet going on. I don't need to tell you what's going on and all of that, but I'm just having some challenges with them, and I want to see a real miracle. So I'm asking God to do a real miracle with my feet. And no, they're not ugly and all that stuff, but it's just something I want to experience it. You hear a lot of people talking about um, seeing miracles and all that. I want to experience that. I believe that God is still on the throne, and I believe that He does. He still does miracles, and I want to experience it. I want to see Him um, really do what I'm asking and praying and believing for Him to do. So we'll see. After He does it, I tell you what. After He does it, then I'll tell you the issue that I've been having. Um, and the next up, um, so I was thinking, do you have do you ever have someone that's always angry with you? My ex-husband is always angry with me. No matter what I do, he's always angry with me. And I realized this morning that I'm at the point where I don't care. One second. I dropped my book. I don't care. I mean, I had to understand that people's issues are their own. And you can't change people. Only people can change themselves. And if you're dealing with a person who does not think they have a problem or that you're always the issue, then I mean, there's really nothing you can do. You can only be yourself, and you can only be responsible for your personal actions. And I guess that's where I'm kind of going with this with this broadcast this morning. Excuse me. I guess that's why I'm kind of going with this broadcast this morning, that you can only be yourself. You can only do what you do. And it's your responsibility to be yourself. It's your responsibility to be yourself. It's your responsibility to take responsibility for your life. And I mean, that sounds crazy, but it is. It's your responsibility. Um, so, my question today is, do you still believe in miracles? I believe in miracles. I believe in miracles, and I will always believe in miracles. I'm believing for God not only to heal my feet, but I'm also believing God to heal my daughter. Like I said, my daughter is 12 and she's on the spectrum, and I believe that He can heal her. I'm waiting to experience those things. I'm at a point in my life. I'm 49 years old, and I'm at a point in my life where I want to experience God in a different way. Um, I was just thinking this morning how life changes. I'm 49 now, and some things that I wanted, I don't want it anymore. Some things I used to believe, I don't believe anymore. I've kind of grown up, and I understand the Word of God better. I have a better understanding with that, and I've just grown up. I've grown up. Um, I had a friend of mine that told me at the age of 40, your life begins to it's like a chapter ends and a new chapter starts. And it really does. It really does, because at the age of 40 my life began to change, and I'm loving my life now. I don't know, I just want to celebrate. I mean, I'm sitting here, my daughter's asleep, and I'm just celebrating life this morning because I'm so thankful. I've been hearing a lot about people passing. I heard of whose one family who had a party, and unfortunately they had several members of their family to pass. And I'm so sorry about that. My heart goes out to them. And not only that, but we didn't we never thought about the fact that they can't have a funeral for their loved ones because their body is still infected and contagious. So they can't even have a funeral for the loved ones. They have to say goodbye at the hospital. They have to say goodbye through the glass window. Um, so it's really sad when you think about it. So people are dying. I was very disappointed to hear um, the president when he made his speech. He- Maybe he does care. I don't know. But I was disappointed to hear that he was so focused on the economy. And yes, I do understand that as a president, that's his job. As a president, it is his job to worry about the state of the United States. But I would have liked to have seen him express more compassion towards the families that have lost loved ones and those that are dying from this virus. It's really crazy. It kind of makes you think. Just a couple of months ago, everything was fine. And all of a sudden, we have a virus that has not only hit the United States, but it has caused chaos throughout the entire world. And it makes you think, hmm, how is that possible? How is that possible? That makes me think that there are things that exist in the world besides us. There's a God and there's an enemy. Now, a lot of people teach in these times that they don't believe in the devil and all of that. I believe that there's an enemy. I believe I believe that Satan exists, and I believe that he does things in this world because his goal is to take everybody to hell with him. He's been bound to hell, and that's where he's going to stay. And one day this physical world is going to come to an end, and he wants to take as many souls as he can to hell with him. But that's not going to happen, right? Because we all serve the Lord Jesus Christ, and he still sits on the throne. So, my encouragement this morning is just be yourself in all your endeavors in your life. Be yourself. That's all you can do. Be yourself. And if you be yourself, if you explore yourself, and a good way to explore yourself is to just do things that you've always wanted to do. They could be small things, you know. Um, you may have wanted to try your hair, style your hair a different way or try a different color, you know. Start with small things and start to discover who you are and what you like. And when you do that, you'll find that your foundation becomes stronger. You find that your opinions become stronger. And you find that you become stronger all around because you start to understand what you like. And the thing, when you really think about it, the thing is, why can't you just be yourself? Why can't you just be yourself? What's stopping you? There's nothing stopping you from just being you. And I'm talking to those people who um, sometimes it's hard for you to say no. You say yes when you really want to say no. Say no. It took me a long time to learn how to say no when I meant no. And now I have no problem doing it and I don't feel guilty. If I want to say no, I say no. And I have no problem at all doing it. So those are my thoughts for the day. I have thoughts. I have to keep a pad next to my bed so when I wake up in the morning, I can write all these things down. And if you're like that, that's take those thoughts. This is my opinion. If you're a person that wakes up in the morning and you have all these thoughts in your mind, then that's kind of a signal, a sign that you should be doing something with those thoughts. And I can bet you that if you have thoughts like that, you're either a talker, you like to discuss things, or you're a writer. So get to it. But I just wanted to come on here and just share my joy because I'm enjoying my life. I know I don't be mean to be insensitive because I do understand that there are people out there who are seriously losing their lives, and I sincerely, I send my condolences to those families. Um, I believe that the United States will recover. I believe that the world will recover. I believe God is going to stretch forth his hands, and there's going to be a lesson in this for everyone on every level, the national level, the state level, local level, and in our homes. In our homes. The sad thing is Um, this virus has made me see how, and the Bible predicts all of this, um, how we just don't have no regard for life anymore. You know, unfortunately, people dying has become common. And even with myself, when I read sometimes on Facebook that, someone died, it's like you just scroll by. And, in my small way, what I do now is I just take a minute, to say a quiet prayer for the family. And then, it's like, do you press like? Do you press a heart? So I don't do anything. I just extend my condolences in a comment and I say a prayer for the family. I can't imagine what these people are experiencing. Like I said, I know of a family who have lost four people already back to back because they all went to a party together. My heart is breaking. My heart is breaking. And that's what I was talking about earlier. You know, when I said life goes on, you may be experiencing something, you may be going through something, but the world moves on, you know? And to my people who really deal with the germophobics, the hypochondriacs and those who suffer with depression or anxiety. It's very hard for other people to understand that this is real with you. Some people think, oh, you're just being dramatic or you're, just want to be extra. But I want you all to understand that this is a real thing. It's a real thing. And people really do, it's in the mind, it's in the mind. And so I just want to urge you not to make fun of them, not to give them a hard time, but to try to understand where they're coming from and try to understand why it's so hard for them because it is real. It is real. And sometimes it's really hard to cope with because your mind is telling you, one thing, like, um, you know, you may have just something in your house. You may not want to use a certain room or something like that because you may think it's filled with germs or, it's just in the mind. And so when people are dealing with things in their mind, it's really, really hard to understand. Um, it's really hard to understand. So I want you to be kind to these people. I want you to be as kind to these people. I want you to be kind to these people. And I want you to help them to get through this. Because you imagine a hypochondriac or a person that's maybe a germophobic or something, how hard they're having it right now. So be kind to them. Um, so as I bring this broadcast to a close, again, I am enjoying life. I urge you to enjoy life. I want you to, um, in this moment that we're home, that we're shut in, I want you to do what you do. Have the courage to do what you do. You don't, oh, everybody doesn't have to go live. Everybody doesn't have to share everything on Facebook. But I want you to start at home with your family. I want you to start at home with your family. Start off with love. Just love on your family. If you don't usually cook for your family, cook a nice meal. Sit around and talk and play games. Just do something kind. You know, um, do that for me this morning. So I wanted to give a couple of shout outs. As I was talking about this morning, I overcame depression and overcame it by the word of the Lord. And that means, I prayed. That means I put in work. I did certain things. I had to face certain challenges, certain realistic things about myself. I had to acknowledge, that I was depressed before I actually I was depressed before I actually overcame this. And there was a lady that helped me get through this, through her ministry, through her words of encouragement, through her books, and that is none other than Kimberly Jones. This is my pastor, and she is the founder of a group called We Win. It is out there on Facebook, and you can find it. It's a group for women right now. I don't know if one day she'll extend it to men, but right now it's a group of women. And also, please keep her in her prayers. She's going through a challenging moment right now in her life, but she is going to pull through. Um, but yeah, just reach out to the group. It's called We Win. I'm one of the ambassadors. This group has helped me come out of my comfort zone. It's helped me to come out of the shadows of myself. And one of her missions, she always says one of her God given assignments is to awaken sleeping giants. And I just give her a shout out because she has awakened this giant, and I am so thankful for her. Next up, I want to give a shout out to this lady. This sister's name is Mo Davis. She is a career coach, Monique Davis. We call her Mo. Her name is Monique Davis. She and her husband owns a company called T86 Marketing. You can find them on Facebook, and you can also find them on their website, t86marketing.com. Uh, Mo, I want to give a shout out to her this morning because I was thinking about my show this morning, and this woman gets paid for what she does. Make no mistake about it, she gets paid for what she does. But she has been having free luncheons. We get together virtually and we have lunch together. And she's been giving out, she helps with ideas. She helps you overcome your fears, in your career process, whether it's being an entrepreneur or whether it's just getting a job. She does it all. She makes you comfortable. Um, She helps you to not be afraid. So if you can, check out Mo Davis on Facebook. She is awesome and she's very, very sweet, very easy to talk to. And so just check her out. She is the best career coach around. And next up, I want to tell you about, let me take Mo's picture down. Next thing I want to tell you about, I want to also give you a shout out to Patria Brumfield. Minister Patria Brumfield. She's having a conference called the Be Bold Conference. Now, I know you see the conference dates up there, but the conference has been postponed because of the coronavirus. She has decided that she's going to postpone it, but it is going to happen. So I want you to go out. I want you to register for the conference. It's a women's conference, but she is not she is not this is going to expand to men as well. And she gave me a message to that she gave me a message, something that she wanted to say about the conference. She wanted to say that I would like for you to express that this conference is not just a feel good conference, but a place of deliverance and healing, causing us to be restored to our original identity in God. It's my earnest desire for women who are coming. Um, I desire to come seeking God in a new way and in an unorthodox way. She's all about deliverance. She's all about deliverance. We are church members and sisters in Christ, and I love her. I've had the opportunity to see her walk out some of her personal challenges that she's shared with me. That's her right there in the middle. and it's going to be an awesome conference. So I'm sending a shout out to Patria from Brumfield, Minister Patria Brumfield. She will be announcing new conference dates for Be Bold. These are friends to the show. I am so excited about these women because they really care about women. They really care about women. And like I said, my life has been transformed by being a part of their life. And if you look in the circle of women, we've had Penny Meadows on the show. This is Pastor Kim. This is Mo. And this is Jasmine Dudley. I don't know Leandra, but if she's a part of this group, you want to look her up on Facebook, and also look up Jasmine Dudley. I'm promoting this because, like I said, I know where I was in my life. I know where I was in my life. And when I tell you I can sit here by myself and look out the window or work on my projects and I'm confident about them, I'm confident that God has a plan for my life, as He says in Jeremiah. I'm confident that He has a plan for my life. And I don't have to be like anybody else. I don't have to do it like anybody else does it. I can be unique in my own right. Amen. So, in a few minutes, we're going to have another friend to the show. You know, we love Coach Aisha Neal. She's going to be here and she's going to be talking about she's going to be talking about sports. We're going to um we're going to see another side of Coach Aisha Neal. I'm trying to get my brother to come on here. That's Coach Aisha Neal. I'm trying to get my brother to come on here. He is like a huge sports fans. We're both Saints fans, but he has a talent for sports. I keep trying to push him to be a broadcaster, to go live and talk about sports, but he will not do it. So y'all keep him in prayer. So I'm going to be bringing some different things to Word Talk. We're going to have an inspirational moment. We're adding sports talk to our show. We're adding announcements to our show. So we're going to be doing some new things, and I'm so excited. So as always, if you would please share out the broadcast and please let everybody know what we're doing here at Word Talk. I would love for you to do that. We would definitely appreciate the new visitors. And we would appreciate the new visitors. I'm looking for, I'm doing some clicking while I'm on live. But yeah, I just wanted to come on this morning and always just give a shout out and give some encouragement to even if it's just one person that needs it. I don't care. I don't have to have a great audience because it's not just about a great audience. It's about really inspiring someone to be happy in their own life, right? Right. So while waiting for um, Coach Aisha Neal, while we're waiting for Coach to come in, I'm just going to sit here and chat with you for a moment. I'm going to text her to see if she's ready. She's ready. So let's go ahead and send out the invite to Coach. Let me do that. There are a few things you have to do. So let's get Coach Aisha Neal in. If you will be patient with me for a moment, I'm going to send her the link, which I should have done earlier. And we're going to talk about sports. And listen, I'm blasting my brother because I want him to come in and I want him to show his talent um and talk about sports. I really would like he and Coach Aisha Neal to talk about it. Now, Coach Aisha Neal is a life coach. If you will look her up on Facebook, you can find all that she's doing. She has a lot of products out there, and I would like you to go and be a great support to her. So let's get her in. I'm sending her the link. Yay. We always like talking to Coach. I call her Coach because I really want her coaching business to take off the ground. She's a great coach. Great ear, talented, very talented young woman. She's not older like me. She's a young woman. All right, so let's see if we can get her in so we could talk about some sports. How are y'all doing? How's everybody doing with the as we're semi-quarantined? I want to urge everybody to please, if you don't have to go out, please stay in. If you don't have to gather, please don't gather until we can get this virus, so we can get this virus to die down. Also, please keep the medical staff in your prayers because not only are these people at work and they're also in danger of themselves of getting the virus, but their families as well because they have to go home at some point. So we want to keep them covered and we want to keep them their families covered, and we don't want any of them to get the virus. I think I sent the link, right? Yeah, I sent it. So she'll be coming in on in a minute. I'll tell you a funny thing. I went on oh, here she is.
Hey.
Good morning, Aisha. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Everybody, here's our friend to the show, Coach Aisha Neal. I brought her in to talk sports this morning. Um,
Oh Lord.
her co-host is not here. We're gonna get him in though, so just keep I'm gonna give him a shout out. So that's my page. That's my introduction. Aisha and Terry. I'm gonna get him in here. He said he couldn't do it today. He's dealing with his dryer. His dryer broke. So, Coach, what do you have for us this morning? What do you want to talk about? I'm gonna try to hang with you. What do you want to talk about?
Since I'm in your house, we can talk about them Saints. I don't mind talking about them Saints.
Okay, so what I can do is I'm gonna go on Twitter and I'm gonna try to follow my brother's leads because he said some things about the Saints. I know we just had some new draft picks.
Yeah, probably
Let's see what he's
acquired
saying.
some draft picks, sure, because the draft is in a few weeks.
Let me see what he said. Let me go to his page. You
If
know,
if they still having a draft in a few weeks. We'll see about
Coach, Coach
that.
Payton was in has the virus.
He was diagnosed positive. Yeah.
Yeah, he was diagnosed positive. So I'm gonna check up and see how he's doing.
He was just on GMA the other day
Oh,
on
he
Good Morning
was?
America. Uh-huh. And he
So
would
so is it
yeah.
gone?
He says that he is in good spirits.
Okay.
He was very
Oh, so
upbeat.
he must have been on there live, just on a camera, not in person.
Correct. He
Okay.
was he was quarantined in a section of his house, and he was very upbeat. He was very positive, and he was just he said he's going to get through it.
I love my coach. He's somebody that I really, really would like to meet. I love Coach Payton.
He
Okay.
looks very personable. Like if you roll up on him on the street, he won't get mad.
Yeah.
Like he looks like that type.
All right. So we're reading from Terry's Twitter account. I didn't
Oh
hack
Lord.
his Twitter account. So he says Saints sign Clowney, all hell would break loose. What is he talking about?
Dude, where y'all gonna get the money for Jadeveon Clowney though? Like
Uh-oh.
where y'all bread at? Like y'all ain't got no cap space for no Jadeveon Clowney, and that's why nobody wants to sign dude because he costs too much. And truly, he don't cost too much. It's just that people ain't got the money
Wow.
for
Let
what
me
he's
see.
asking for. But he smacks. He smacks.
What position does he play?
Defense. He's on the defensive side of the ball, but he's a game wrecker. He is a game wrecker. Jadeveon Clowney, you could tell from his days in Houston that he was truly a monster. But you can see when people don't work up to their full potential, but then they go to another team and they just start smacking all over the place,
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
it's not necessarily that their potential wasn't unlocked. It's probably just the system or the environment that could not unlock their full potential. So when he went to Seattle just for this first year, he was given work. He was doing amazing, but he only went on a 1 year contract because he was betting on himself
Mm-hmm.
so that he can get money. And people don't understand this about the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I try to teach people this all the time, especially for women who want to get their sons in sports. I never really recommend NFL being your first thing that you throw your son in. And here's the reason why. First of all, when you start them off in Little League, these are hits that are acquiring and building up in their lives, not just to when they get to the NFL. See, in the NFL, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, and they hit harder. However, when you start them off as children, they're still acquiring hits. They're still getting concussions as children. So when you're
Okay.
not doing your research, even from as children, these are
Oh.
things that add up and build up. So when they're talking about CTE, this is not an NFL problem. This is a Little League, a Warner League, a Pop League, a Warner League problem. This is from Little League on up. These are hits that are accumulated through time. So this is not something that I recommend for parents to put their children. That's just my 2 cents on that. Now, when it also comes to NFL, I talk about money. When people see big contracts, they say, I'll take Tom Brady's contract for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 years, $50 million, right? Majority of his money, like I think the $15 million have the potential of being guaranteed, fully guaranteed, and he has incentives on the side. What
Mm-hmm.
you don't understand is that that's not everybody's contract. Majority of them say $100 million, 75 million guaranteed, something of that nature. Now you take that, it's the guaranteed money is the money that they should be receiving, not the holistic part of the contract. So if you see somebody that says $100 million, don't think that they're getting $100 million. Look at the part where it says fully guaranteed,
Mm-hmm.
or the part that says guaranteed money. Now take that, in every state that they go into and play a road game, they have to pay taxes in those states according to that state's taxes. So that's
Yes.
money that's being taken out for each state. Plus, they got to pay their advisors because they can't manage their money. They got to pay their advisors. If you got a house or multiple homes, you got to pay that. If you got investments, you got to go for that. The money for NFL players come through endorsements, and not every player gets endorsement money. And not every player gets those big contracts. You're seeing star players get contracts. You're not seeing those majority of dudes that are only getting a couple $1,000s, a couple of $100,000 a year,
Mm-hmm.
which is, and then you take out the state tax from each state. They're really not getting much for what
Right.
they're doing.
Right.
So when people are looking at NFL and say, "Oh, these players, they got it," like according to you and I and common people, if I receive $50,000, $70,000, even $200,000 a year, that is amazing money. However, for what you do, we should put that on a scale of what you do, and the hit, and you not being able to walk. Not saying that's everybody's story, but you're getting hits at the knee, and now you get ACLs blown out, and you're not being able to for real walk when
Before
you
you
get to a
even
certain
make it
age.
to the NFL.
Right. Or even when time of retirement, you're not really able to enjoy your kids because your knees hurt and your back
Yeah.
hurts from all the stuff that you endured. So I just think about it as a scale of what you experience versus like teachers. Everybody's realizing right now how teachers, they are really underpaid. People are home with
Oh.
their kids and they realize that teachers are underpaid.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
take that to NFL players that truly are
Yeah.
underpaid for risking their bodies the way that they do.
How in the world do you know about all of this? How did you
Listen,
learn all of this?
Listen, my dad took me on when I was 10 years old because my mother did not like football
Uh-huh.
at all. And so my dad is the one who loves football, and I am the oldest of three. So being the oldest, like, and no boy in the house, my
Mm-hmm.
dad would sit there and watch sports, but I gravitated towards what he was watching. My mom likes boxing, and she
I
would
love
watch.
boxing too.
You know,
Yeah,
my
I love
mother
boxing.
loves boxing,
Rocky
and I
is real.
yeah. My mom
No.
started boxing when I was younger. As far as when I came along, because before then it was Muhammad Ali, but when I came along, it was Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was her favorite boxer. And I used to watch her. Love to sit down at the TV every time there was a pay-per-view fight and watch Roy Jones Jr. or even Oscar De La Hoya. So
Yeah.
she
I
loved
like him.
Yeah, she loved boxing, but my dad is a basketball, football fanatic. Unfortunately, he loves the Knicks and the Giants. I'm from New York, and so he's a New Yorker through and through. But when I got introduced to football, I fell in love with two players. I fell in love with
Cool.
Deion Sanders,
Mm-hmm.
and I fell in love with Reggie White.
Mm-hmm.
And so with my dad, he sat me down one day, like a good sports fan, and told me something. He said, "Listen here, little girl. What you're not going to do is be a bandwagoner. Pick a
I'm
team."
tripping out at how much you know about sports.
He said, "Pick a team, study that team. I'll give you a year. Pick a team, study that team. Do not pick a team based on emotion, but pick on a team on based on what you see and what you like. Align yourself with that team, and then that'll be the team that you go for. And do not root against your team when they suck, because at some point every team goes through a season where they suck." And I was like, okay. So I studied every team, and the team that I fell in love with was the Green Bay Packers. My dad was
Wow. Dan
my dad was picking
Marino.
that. No, Dan Marino is the Miami
Oh
Dolphins.
yeah, that's right. That's right. We gonna end it. We gonna edit that part out. That's Favre.
Nice.
Brett
We gonna
Favre.
run that back. But
Yeah. Brett
Brett
Favre.
Favre, yeah, Brett Favre was the quarterback at that time, and so I picked the Green Bay Packers because for one, they do not have an owner. The people are their owners. We buy shares into the team, so the people
Really?
are actually, yes. We are the only
Aisha,
team that does not have an owner.
why
We're the
did you
only
not go
team.
into the world of sports? I mean,
That
you
was my first, no lie, that was my first dream. I said when I graduated, before high school ended, that I wanted to go into mass communications and I wanted to work for ESPN because I love sports. But I got discouraged along the way and I gave up on that dream. And so,
no. You need to pick up that dream. I mean, because we had a conversation before, and like I said, we were talking, and then you just went off into sports land. I'm like, wait a minute, come back, because I got lost. You left me on a trail. Okay, so let's talk about Tom Brady. What happened last night? What did he have to say?
oh gosh, I didn't see what he said last night, but beforehand, due to everything that's going on right now, they could not do the Peyton Manning, bring him into
Yeah,
Tampa and introduce him
yeah,
and give him his jersey, give him his ceremony.
yeah,
They couldn't do that for him based on everything that's going on right now.
yeah.
So he did it by phone. He got in a conference call with all of the writers and beat writers and media of Tampa. And basically, that was his introduction as the quarterback of the Buccaneers, which I find to be so weird that it had to be done on that format, but understanding what we're going through, that it had to be done in that method. He didn't
How
say
do you,
anything negative though, and that's the thing.
mhm.
Tom Brady sounds like Tom Brady, like he's still under Bill Belichick, like he still got that script written out. Like he didn't say nothing bad, which
So,
I didn't expect him to.
so what's your prediction for um what's your prediction for the team he's moving from and the team he's going to? I didn't forgot that fast. But what's your prediction for those two teams?
Well, the team that he's moving on from, the New England Patriots,
Patriots.
um, I expect them to struggle.
Hmm. Do you think the team was dependent upon him, or do you think they were strong on their own?
I wouldn't say necessarily dependent upon him
Hmm.
in in that sense, but
Hmm.
they were comfortable working through him. I should say
Got it.
that because they were so used to him. He's been there for 20 years. And again, I believe that's why he felt underappreciated because they got comfortable with him just being there, got used to him.
Wow.
And so um if they do not sign somebody capable and to fill in that role,
Hmm.
I think that they will struggle. I know people are mentioning Cam Newton to New England. I think that will be amazing. However, if being Coach Belichick, anybody who's watched football and know anything about sports or seen New England for the past 20 years and notice their dynasty, knows who Coach Belichick is,
Hmm.
know how rigid he is
Hmm.
as far as being a coach. And then
Mm-hmm.
you got wild man Cam Newton come through the door. I just don't think that will work out this
Cam
night.
is on the Patriots team.
No, people are projecting him to the Patriots because he got cut by the Panthers. So he's no longer the quarterback of the Panthers. So yeah, he got cut. Teddy
What?
Bridgewater is in now. Teddy Bridgewater is now the quarterback of the Panthers, which I'm so happy for Teddy Bridgewater, Teddy Two Gloves. I'm so happy for him. But Cam is now in a hard place because everybody's quarterback positions got filled for real. So now either he's
So
gonna have to
basically,
sit
he's out
out.
of a job right now.
Yeah, he is. So
Cam
either he's gonna
Newton.
exactly just how you just said that is just exactly how that is. It is really like that. So
Why do you think he? Well, why do you think he's out of a job now? I mean, why do you think nobody's picking him up?
no, he literally just got released, but he got released after all
The
the
picks.
quarterbacks that were out there already got selected. Like um Tom Brady to the Bucks. You also have Philip Rivers to the Colts. You have quarterbacks that were already made themselves available early so teams can go
Yeah,
ahead and figure them out how they
yeah.
fit and brought them in once when it came time to bring them in. So Cam just got released and he got released after the fact. So now he's sitting here looking like out here hanging to dry. Like there are teams that are waiting to like only place I can see him going to really get a starting job is Denver. And people are projecting him to New England, but I see him in Denver. Cause what is who is Drew Lock? What he gonna do? Denver's been sucking at quarterback for years since Peyton Manning left, and Peyton Manning was on the cripple section of his time. He had the blue sticker hanging in front of his car. He like, what is you gonna do at quarterback for Denver? So
Listen, we got
he
to
needs to
get
go
you a
there.
show because you. I'm reading all this stuff. My brother has. He. Let me see what he says. He says, now this was back on March 18th. He says, let me see, I understand, but I hope we can. So we were trying to get, I saw one of Drew's comments and Drew Brees tweeted, he said, let me see what he said. He said, I still want Saints to get Justin Jefferson, LaVisca, or Higgins. Man, especially Jefferson. He can play the slot and outside. With his 4.4 speed, he can catch bombs and get open on third down in the slot or outside. Man first, LSU, WR. We got to make it happen 2020.
Yeah, he's mentioning players that are
I
entered
don't think,
into
wait a
the
minute.
draft.
Let me see who said that. I don't know who said that. It looks like it wasn't Drew Brees. It
Probably
was
somebody
somebody
from
else.
New Orleans market.
Yeah. And then Terry said something about, let me see, I wanted to read this and see if you got what he said. Okay, he was responding to somebody, but he says, traded the 1 and 2 of 2021 to Jags for the 9th 2020, then traded the 9th to Vikings for the 22 and 25th, then traded the 22nd to Colts for 34 and 44.
Mm-hmm. Trading draft capital because that's what it pretty much is draft picks. So the
Oh,
picks that the Saints acquired, they were trading them off for different positions in the draft that they felt like they could better acquire whoever fell there. So that's basically what he was talking about.
he was talking to the boss. The boss, I don't know if it's just somebody on Twitter, but
Just somebody. He was
yeah,
responding
the
just to
boss.
somebody.
Aisha,
That's what I
I
don't like
like
about
this.
Twitter.
We
I'm
got
not
to get a
responding.
show start going about sports. I like this. Girl, you could take some men down.
I can. And that's what's funny about it. I can.
You have got to pick up your dream. I was just talking this morning early in the broadcast about doing your own thing. I was talking about Word Talk and how I wanted the show to take off and what I wanted it to be about, what I wanted my show to stand for. And I see a lot of shows out there, that are doing different things, but I just have a certain vision for my show, you know. And
Yeah.
I was just talking about being yourself and doing your own thing, and it doesn't matter how many people out there are doing it everybody's unique in their own right. So
Exactly.
I wish I had the capital and the clout and the power to just get you into the sports world right now. I'm serious. You should get serious about this. You should start your own show and just go out there and
You've
just
been telling me that for
do
the
it.
past few days.
Because I did not know the depth of and things that you said, especially when you were talking about sending the children straight into the NFL, the kids straight into the NFL and stuff like that. You don't think about the fact that these kids can get hurt earlier on in their career. They can get hurt, they get injuries. You just thinking they're young. They can just, but they do. They can get hurt.
They
And
can.
I mean, some parents don't know that. As we know, I'm sure a lot of parents have made a mistake with their kids, but a lot of people don't know that. And even if you could just share that with them and just kind of put a bug in their ear, even the ones who have not gotten that far, but if you just put a bug in their ear, you know, they can
Yeah.
be like, well, you know what? My child has a lot of potential. So I need to start mapping out his path now, because we just think, hey, he's going from high school to the NFL, college to the NFL.
Right.
I
And
think you
please please don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not saying do not put your kids in football,
right.
but I'm
I
saying
understand.
please understand the way, the cost, and the risk.
Map it
Allow
out.
Yeah, align your kids if you do see potential in them in that area, align them with a coach that has safety first, not
Yeah.
just a coach that's going to work them
Yeah.
to the ground or put them in positions that's going to harm them.
Yeah.
Research the area and ask them questions. What is your equipment like? Let me
Yeah.
see your equipment. Look at the different helmets. Helmets are not all alike. Research and study of helmets, because this is what's supposed to be protecting
Yeah.
your child's brain.
Yeah.
And so it's very important that we see that. Go to the practices.
Yeah.
Look at how they
Yeah.
doing their drills, and invest in your child in their workouts and
Because
things of
life
that
is still
nature.
more important than a career. I mean, if you don't have a life, you
Exactly.
can't do no career. I just get so,
Exactly.
listen, Aisha, there is an audience out there for you. When you talk about sports, and listen, I don't have the interest in sports that you have, but when I listen to you and when I look at you talk about sports, I get excited and I just feel so empowered. I'm like, yeah, yeah, boy. I don't know. I don't know much about sports. Like I said, I forgot the two teams. I forgot the team, and I mean, yeah, the Patriots. I forgot the Patriots, and I forgot
Patriots.
you had just said it, and I forgot it. But I feel extremely empowered when you sit here and you talk about sports, because I know a lot of women are now in the sports arena, and I'll tell you, one lady that I have admired. I don't know if you know who she is. Have you ever heard of Jane Kennedy?
No, I have not.
Okay, look up Jane Kennedy. Jane Kennedy was well, not was, she's a beautiful woman. She's older now. She was older than me. But I love Jane Kennedy when I was younger. She's actually she started out as a model. And
Mm-hmm.
she was she wanted to be a sports commentator, a sportscaster. And she was one of the very first female sports broadcasters, and she had a tough time in that arena, but that was her dream.
I
And I
can
just
imagine.
think that if you want to be in that arena, who says you can't have two careers? Who says you only have to be a life coach? I really
Yeah.
think you pursue something. Just put your show out there and just do what you do. Just talk about it, and see what God opens up and see what comes to you. Because I mean, like I said, there are a lot of women out there in sports now, but you have a passion about it. You have a way of explaining it where people like me who really don't know, they can understand it and get excited about it too. So,
Yeah.
like I
Because
told
I
you,
love it.
if y'all don't do it, I'm gonna use word talk to get y'all out here and talk, and I'm just gonna sit here and listen.
I was waiting for your brother to come on, because I was like, especially as a Saints fan and all that y'all got going on right now, I would love to hear his perspective on the team right now, especially Drew Brees being an old Billy Goat and the backup that
Don't
y'all
talk.
have.
We're about to not become friends. Don't talk about Drew.
I'm not
Don't
saying that as a bad thing. He is a Billy Goat. He's
don't
40
talk
something
about
years
Drew.
old. He's 40 something years old. He can't keep throwing the ball like that. I'm gonna
Don't
need
talk.
him.
Drew is a Superman. Don't talk about Drew. Drew is covered
Listen.
by the blood.
Oh, that he is as a man of God. Thank you, Jesus. However, we got Taysom Hill back there. What he gonna do? Now,
I'm looking to see. I'm looking through his Twitter account.
what y'all gonna do with Taysom Hill? He ain't even thrown a pass yet.
Let me see. He says PJ Trash Matt Ryan throws PJ Trash Matt Ryan throws for 300 on one guy. PJ, it's time to let him go. He reminds me of Scott Shannell. Good, but always getting picked on. Ask Vernon Davis and Calvin Ridley about them.
Oh, he's wild disrespectful. He talked about Matt Ryan like that.
Wait, let me erase that.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
He said always getting
I didn't
picked
throw my
on.
brother under the bus, but he's replying to something that he's replying to. Let me see if I can find out
But
what
then
they
again,
said.
he's biased because he's a Saints fan, and no Saints
Yeah,
fan like Falcons. So he
yeah,
gonna talk trash about Matt Ryan.
yeah.
That's how I feel about me and my division. Don't talk to me about no
Oh, okay. Matt Ryan is the Falcons quarterback, right?
Yeah,
Oh, whoa.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't talk to me about nobody in my division. Don't come to me about no Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins will get roasted, and I know he a man of God. That man is favored.
let
You
me
ever
let
seen
me
him?
say this. Let me say this, and my family's gonna kick my butt. But
Oh Lord,
I think the Falcons, and like I said, I like football, but I'm not deep like y'all. But I think the Falcons played themselves. I think because they have showed a lot of potential, especially the year they went to the Super Bowl, and I think they were kind of I think they lost that year because they were too overconfident. They underestimated Tom Brady in those last few seconds. Remember when they
I don't. I would challenge that just slightly. I agree with you, but I challenge that just slightly. Only
why?
reason why I say that is because look at that Super Bowl and then look at the Super Bowl that just passed with the Chiefs and in San Francisco. I'll be thinking of them as an afterthought. I don't even like them. So the Chiefs in San Francisco. There's a common denominator in personnel that were on both teams. Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is a play caller. He's now the coach of the 49ers, but he was the play caller for Atlanta.
Okay.
If you look at both of those Super Bowls, they kind of are identical. Both had the lead for 3 quarters and lost in the 4th quarter due to the person who was calling plays. So I think the commonality really is that one individual who had the authority to call plays. Like he can't see the whole game through. And because he couldn't see the whole game through, like you left the goat out there to come back on your head. I literally thought that the Falcons was gonna win that game. I chilled. I done went on. I done had. That's back when I was sipping. I had my little party drinks there. I was chilling. I came back in the 4th quarter and I said, "Look at this dude running up on their head, looking up and down the field." Yeah, the first overtime in Super Bowl history had to be Tom Brady. I said, "Look at this dude, really?"
Yeah.
And when he beat them and they scored not 1 point, they scored not again in the second half.
I know.
I said, "This is ridiculous."
But my thing is, after that, they haven't done anything. It's like after that Super Bowl, the Falcons just went they plummeted.
But Kyle Shanahan left.
Oh.
He left and went to the 49ers. He got the head coaching job after that. So you kind of see who was their strength and their weakness throughout their run there. And they never had nobody to plug it in.
I feel sorry for them.
Oh, no, I don't. Yeah.
I feel sorry for the Falcons. Maybe because I live
feel
here in
bad for
Georgia.
Matty Ice because he had a good couple of years and they did not capitalize on his. I feel bad for quarterbacks who, and I'm not just saying just quarterbacks, but have good runs but can't cash in on them. That kind of that Dan Marino effect.
Okay.
I don't like that. I don't like the fact that Dan Marino don't got a ring. Like that's wild to me. But you got so, and I know disrespect to Trent Dilfer, also a man of God, covered by blood, favor on his life. But he got a ring and he ain't nothing like Dan Marino. He had a team carry him, whereas Dan Marino was out here slinging it and couldn't and the team
But do
around
you
him
think
just
that's a
suck.
bad thing? Do you think that's a bad thing when the quarterback has the team to carry them? Isn't that the way it's supposed to work, or is the quarterback supposed to carry the team?
The way that the teams are designed now,
Hmm.
quarterbacks are to carry the team. If you look out throughout the history of
Got it.
NFL, as the saying goes, defense wins championships. So the
Yeah,
defense was supposed to carry the teams then. But now that you have rules instituted where you can't smack the quarterback, then it really is on the quarterback position to carry a team now.
got it.
And so if you can't do that, that's a weakness exposed at that
Yeah,
position.
yeah. Man, Aisha, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Before you move on to your own show, I want to get my brother on here, and I want you guys to come on and talk again. I'm gonna keep working on him and see if he'll come
Yeah,
on.
pull him out.
But listen, this he's been doing the same thing, and he's really good. And listen, all the predictions he makes, they come to pass. So he just has an eye for it, like
Yeah, he
you.
has an eye for it.
So I've been pushing him too to really try to do something with it. I mean, this is especially during the time that we're all at home right now, and this is the age of social media and everything.
Correct.
And then he has the personality to go with it. So get out there and do something with it. So before you get your own show, I'm going to get y'all on here again. And like I said, I'm looking at it from the point of view of I can't think of any woman right now that really stands out in sports commentating. This is an arena where you can kind of market, you can kind of corner the market right now on social media. I don't know, like I said, I don't know of any women that are doing any sports broadcasting on social media. I mean, you can really corner the market right now.
On social media, no. I think the only person who's on television, and maybe because I'm a little bit biased because I watch ESPN, but even on NFL Network, I don't see too many women in that space that's really dominant. Only person I can really see that stands out, at least to me, is Josina Anderson, and she's a black woman who covers the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And in
Mm-hmm.
my mind, when you think of NFL and who breaks news in the NFL, for those of us who do watch NFL, it's Adam Schefter. And
Mm-hmm.
so Adam Schefter is the goat. He is the Billy Goat of broadcasting as far as breaking news.
Mm-hmm.
And I think of Josina Anderson is like somebody that should be considered as an up and coming person in that way, because she has such relationship with players, and she
Well, she
doesn't.
needs to she needs to make room for Coach Aisha Neal, because you need to get on social media and you need to start your sports broadcasting. You really do, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not even interested in a career or anything in sports, but you're empowering me. To see you shine in the depth that the knowledge that you have in depth, the depth of your knowledge. That's what's empowering me. You know
Yeah.
so I really want to see you really shine in that arena. So start getting it together.
I
Start getting to get
I
all I
hear
ask
you.
is let Word Talk make your introduction as soon as we can get Terry on here. You need to
I
go
would
and look
love
him
to
up.
do
Are
this
you
with
on
him.
Twitter?
I am not. I've never got down with the Twitter life. I don't really get it.
Well, you need to follow my brother on Facebook, or I'm gonna tell him to follow you, because
Yeah.
listen, listen, Aisha, you can do just what we're doing, get these guys and women, because I'm sure you have a lot of women out there, because a lot of women are into football right now. You
Yeah.
have a lot of women who are interested in ball. They may have the idea, they may not, let me say, they may not have the idea that they can come out here and really shine in the sports arena.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so
And you
true.
may be able to get some sponsorship and get some bucks for it, because like I said, I'm saying this because I'm just think about the people who are really into sports. I'm not into sports like that, and I'm really enjoying what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I think you should
And
go for it.
truth be told, the reason why many women don't is that if you engage with sports as a woman, and you can really see this in the comments, if you engage with other sports people, you get told, "Oh, this is in a kitchen. Oh, shouldn't you be fixing your man a sandwich? Oh, that must be your man's team. Oh, how are you supposed to know that? Shouldn't you be taking care of the kids? You get comments like that back to you that are like are meant
Listen,
to put you in your place as a woman. And
those comments,
I'm not having that.
those comments are making me laugh. They're making me laugh because I know that you are well capable of clapping back at them. So that's not
And
even
I
going to
have in the
phase you.
past, Lord help me.
You can do it. You're an educated woman and you're a saved woman. So I know you can do it with class, like we were talking about with Mo. You can do it with a smile.
Mo need to put a class together about
She
how she does
does.
that. Because that there's something with that.
Mo can do it and smile. I'm gonna have to take some lessons from her. But you can do it. You can do it, and I'm gonna keep pushing it until you do it. Because
I know it.
I wish I can get you to understand. You're really making me feel empowered with this. I'm looking at you, and I'm like, what? I'm like, where have you
No,
been hiding all of this?
no lie, my mother always, when she hears me talk, because I talk so much in the house. And of course, having a son, I was excited. Like, oh, I get to talk sports now. Somebody gets to understand me. My mother, I can't talk to her. Because every time football season comes, she said, there goes my son. there she go talking about sports again. So now that I have a child, I like, yay, I got somebody I
Listen,
can talk to.
you have got to
But yeah.
record yourself when the games start again.
Oh
You
God.
have to
Y'all gonna see another side and like, Aisha, is that you?
listen, Aisha. If I had some money, I would invest in you right now. Serious. You need to do something with that. I can come on here and I can talk about, I can say, yay, I love the Saints, I love Drew Brees, and I thought Reggie Bush was still on the team.
Jesus. No, ma'am. He's been gone.
I know
Let that man
Kamara.
breathe.
I know Kamara. I know Coach Payton. I can look up our team members, but that's as far as it goes with me. I'm just getting to the point where I understand football. I understand what a touchdown is. I understand the interception and and all this stuff now because I've been watching it and I've been learning.
Yeah.
But no, I can sit here and I can cheer on Drew Brees and the Saints. Other than that, that's as far as it goes for me.
Yeah, see the way my life is set up is a little bit more complex. It means that I lose my voice a lot because I'm always yelling at the television.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will say this though, as you being a Saints fan, listen, I felt for y'all where y'all got robbed like that a few years back with that pass interference that wasn't called, a helmet to helmet contact that wasn't called.
Yeah.
I felt for when I said you would have thought I was a Saints fan the way I was in here yelling because that was such an injustice and it was in your face. Yeah. I was so mad.
Was that the year the Saints was that the year they were supposed to come here for the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that they were saving the city of Atlanta because y'all don't like each other. I think that was strategic not to call that because the NFL office must have put the phone call out. Don't let them win.
But they got what they wanted. They got what they wanted because they got the worst Super Bowl in history.
And like I tell people, listen, people in New Orleans, don't get mad at me. Don't come for me. But a lot of y'all like to practice that stuff.
Stop it. No, we don't.
So when I saw that happen, I said, yep, they got their dolls out.
Nobody put no roots on nobody. Our team just got skills.
Y'all was out there with them dolls. Y'all was. That's why the Rams only scored 3 points.
We're called the Saints for a reason. God is with us. God is with us. Listen, I'm going
with y'all, but go to the rest of the city.
I'm getting ready to go get me some Coach Aisha mugs, t-shirts, and everything else together.
Absolutely.
You better market yourself.
Absolutely. Check out my website, consecratecoaching.com, where we got merchandising, pillows, t-shirts. I just launched the spring and summer collection for y'all since we are now turning into a new season, new cups, new mugs, new tank tops for the women, t-shirts for the fellas, also kids line. Come check it out. So much more in store, and everything that you need pertaining to reaching me is on that website, consecratecoaching.com. Also, ladies, since we're talking about the women, if you're into makeup, hit me up. I got Color Girls Cosmetics on deck for your lip gloss, your lipsticks, your eyeshadows, and your mink lashes. Get you summertime fine and get you ready to go. Let's do this.
Let's do it. I got mine on the way. I'm gonna put my order in as soon as we're off the show. Aisha, as
Awesome.
always, it is a pleasure having you on the show. We're gonna try to get Terry. I'm gonna send you
Yes.
his name and everything so you can bug him too. I want to get him. You know what? I really believe if he just does it once, he's gonna like it.
You know who else you need to get up here with me for the one time? Apostle.
Apostle Jones?
Yes. You need to get
He's a Packers fans too, right? His team is the Packers.
Yes, that's why I need him. You got two Saints fans and two Packers fans. Let's go.
Listen, I'll ask him. We can have a sports party. We can plan it, and we can have a sports. We can introduce your show, and we can have a sports party. I will sit here. I will host it. Let me see. I can have 6 people in here, so I will host it, and we can have a sports party. And you know what? I think at this time it will really be it will be fun. It'll be fun and encouraging for some people because I can host on Periscope, YouTube, and on Facebook at one time. So let's do it. Let's plan to do it.
Exactly. Let's go ahead and do that. That sounds like fun.
What day do you think would be a good day? Maybe a Saturday or a weekday? Thursday evening?
Thursdays, you know, I'm kind of busy on Thursdays.
Oh yeah.
How about Wednesday evenings? Because Tuesdays are Bible. Tuesdays are Bible studies. And Thursday. So how about Wednesday evenings?
Okay, I will ask Apostle. I will ask Terry, and let's shoot for next Wednesday. Let's do it.
Awesome.
I'm trying to find my world in the. I'm trying to find my place in the sports world.
Hey, you gotta roll. You're the moderator.
I was going to say even if I have to be the host to the host.
You're the moderator. We need you. You know
that's right. I need to pump up my game. I'm going to practice. I'm going to do some rapping so I can learn how to just let them words flow out and. Oh, look! Hi. It's a boy or girl?
Girl.
Hi, girl.
Hi. Her name is Snoop because she's a beagle, so we just call her Noop.
We had a dog. We had a beagle. He was a beagle mixed with a German Shepherd, I think. He was.
Oh yeah.
He was beautiful. He was beautiful. But my dad got rid of him.
Hi. She's mixed with Greyhound. Say hi. She's so affectionate. I don't understand how I got affectionate kids. My son wants to cuddle. She wants to cuddle.
I was saying yesterday when you had the one eye done and you were doing the class, but I kept laughing because I was thinking of Elias.
That's my son.
The other eye, you'd be beautiful.
Elias. And my son, he's a truth teller.
That is funny. I'm going to order my lip gloss because I need some makeup because I want to represent. Yeah, we're taking word talk.
Snatched.
Yeah, we're taking word talk up. I'm gonna do something with my hair. It's glistening right now. You know what? I never liked the big hair, but I'm really loving the big hair now. I just want it to grow out a little bit more, but I'm really loving it. It's shining. It's healthy. But I need a style.
I like it. Yes.
I need a style though. I need something other than coming out here with these headbands, and I need a style.
Listen, let me get in there in enough time before the transition. Let me transition while you're still there a little bit. And yes, I see some things with that head, honey. We can get that head right. Yes, ma'am. I got visions for that head.
I really, really want. I am gonna pull the hair out today, and I'm gonna do Summer's hair because I was thinking I don't have to do small braids. I can do big braids.
Yes, so jumbo braids. Give her the poetic justice braids. Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Because I was looking at it and I was like, I don't have to do small braids. I'm gonna do big braids.
And the big braids are quicker. She ain't got to sit that long.
Yeah.
And it looked good.
Yeah. Yes. And she looks cute when Summer's hair is gorgeous when I braid it.
Mm-hmm.
she can rock some braids and twists, and even the Bantu knots. She's so
Mm.
cute with the Bantu knots.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
dope. Yes, get
yeah,
her naturalista on. I
yeah.
love it.
You know what? It's so quiet around here. What's going on in your neighborhood?
Silence, and I like it. I want it
Yes.
to stay that way.
It's
Anybody?
been it's been unusually silent around here this morning. It's like earlier, like before 10 o'clock, I keep it woosah. I have to have my quiet time and stuff. I like it quiet. And then at
Yeah,
10 o'clock, I can come
rev it up.
alive. But it's just it's like unusually quiet today. Summer's still sleeping, but the environment and everything is just so quiet. It's starting to get eerie now.
Take advantage of that space. You can hear better.
I wrote so much yesterday, my eyes hurt. I said, today I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to get off this laptop and leave my phone alone. I'm going to let my eyes rest. And maybe later this evening, try to do some writing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can hear better when it's quiet. Because once they get up,
Yeah.
ciao.
Yeah. I've been writing. I'm working on a book. And I'm up to,
Excellent.
I think I'm up to almost 60 pages now.
Awesome.
But when you think about it, I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm not thinking about how long I want to make it or anything. I'm just going to write. And whenever the story comes to an end, that's how many pages it'll have.
Right. Exactly. I'm about to say, don't diminish your progress. Progress is progress. At least you got started.
Yeah. So I'm
So keep
enjoying it
going.
though. Coach Aisha, thank you
Awesome.
again for joining us.
Thank
Check
you
her
for having
out
me.
on Facebook and consecratecoaching.com. And until
Awesome.
next time, this is Trina Freeman with Word Talk. We'll see you next time.
Bye.